If you're a restaurant owner who is tired of the same old advice that just never seems to work, then you need to hear this. The brutal truth is most business advice out there is sugar-coated and just plain ineffective. But in this single video, I'm gonna cut through all the fluff and give you 6 years worth of raw, honest business advice that can actually make a difference. And by the end of this, you'll have actionable insights that can transform your catering business from barely surviving to thriving. But if you don't heed this advice, you risk continuing to make the same costly mistakes that have been holding your business back for years. If you're new here, my name is Nick. I've grown up in restaurants, worked on Wall Street alongside restaurant legends, and have generated hundreds of thousands of catering sales. And on this channel, we dive into real-world strategies to grow your catering sales and optimize your restaurants. Let's dive right in. Number 1, your calendar is everything. We are talking about every detail tracked. Every order that needs to be logged. Because guys, one of the things you have to remember is that a single missed order is far more costly than just the sales you miss. It will cost you your reputation. So the single bit of advice I can give you on this is to take the 5 minutes to add it to your calendar. You will be amazed at how much more efficient you will be if you have a nice block and can look at one thing and see your calendar and know where your orders are going, when they're going. Your team will thank you, your bank account will thank you. So please listen and heed that advice. Number 2 is customer loyalty. And the way I like to look at this is customer loyalty one text at a time. So in catering, the real profit isn't on the plate, it's in the follow-up. And what you can see by this is a quick text that you send them shows them that you care and truly sets you apart from the competition. And what's actually crazy is you'll be shocked at how few restaurants follow up. When I talk about this, I'm talking about customer touch points, showing them you care, going that extra mile and letting them know that you are a real person who wants to earn their business, not just take it for granted. So when you send those text messages, whether it is text or email, but the constant client communication follow-up, it will go miles for you in your customer and client relations. So to give you a real world example, look at this text right here that we received from Home Depot. Guys, that's case in point right there. Please show your customers you care. Send them the text messages. All right, number 3, your drivers, your rules. Do not, I repeat, do not rely on third-party drivers. Take the time and build your own driver team. With this type of mentality, you can deliver near perfection every time, because what you're doing is you're not just training drivers, you're training them to be brand ambassadors for you. How much better is it to give your catering to someone who will truly understand what it takes to deliver perfection for you, your brand, your restaurant? That is what we do. We take the time, we find our drivers, we train them correctly, and most of all, we do not rely on third-party drivers. One of the things I can really tell you guys is your drivers will be your competitive advantage. I mean, just look at how many drivers we have on this list right here, and it's always growing. You can always add more drivers, because when you get to the type of scale that you want to get to, your real bottleneck won't be in finding clients, it will be in executing volume of service with your level of standards raised. And that is where drivers will become your competitive advantage, and you can just grow. I mean, you'll grow like bamboo. Okay, the 4th one we're gonna talk about is cold email. And this, just plain and simple, is your growth engine. You get direct access to decision makers at a near zero cost. There is no better ROI for the minimal amount of cost and effort than cold email. And it'll go without saying, cold email for our business is far greater than paid ads. With cold email, as long as you can find the right people and the right target, you're gonna be able to get right into their inbox and be able to get in front of them. Then your job becomes, how do you convince them to work with you? When you deal with paid ads, you have to get them to click on the ad, then get to a page, a land-in, an opt-in, whatever you may do. But with cold email, you're already in their inbox. So there's no better way for catering at scale to advertise than cold email. So one of the things you can really never spend enough time on is honing that craft. And that goes far more than we have time here. But that goes into cold email infrastructure. How do you find your leads for cold email? And then ultimately, what is it you say to them to get them to take action? But that is a huge piece that took me far too long to understand. But cold email is your growth engine. And just to give you an example of how powerful this is, right here is a recent order I won for Delta Airlines. So that just speaks for itself. Having that big of a win from cold email with zero cost, or basically zero cost, I mean, that's fantastic. All right, number 5, seek feedback. And when I say feedback, what we're really looking for here is a way to evolve continuously. You need to find a way to seek feedback proactively before you receive criticism reactively from your clients. And the way you need to see this is you really want to try to transform every insight you get into what you could be doing right or wrong into an upgrade. And ultimately, where this leads you is to iterate and innovate to set up your future game, right? To understand what it takes to continually get better. Your clients will tell you what they like. They will tell you what they don't like. They will tell you what you want to do more of and to do less of. Use that feedback and build up those insights so you can start to get real data from your clients as to what's working and do more of it, and what's not working and do less of it. But when you do it right, here's the results you get. I mean, come on guys, this is fantastic right here. All right, so the next thing we're gonna go over will be what I call the premium difference. So premium pricing, if you structure yourself correctly, will allow you to hire better employees. Better employees will give you a better experience for the customer. A better experience for the customer should give you more money. And always, always, always over-deliver. By having better employees, you can give a better experience, resulting in your ability to over-deliver, which should result in more money. And just to give you a sneak peek of one of our stores' average order value for the year to date versus last year, have a look here. And this type of growth you're seeing here is only able to happen because we over-deliver, 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 resulting in growth, 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 more money for us. All right, the next insight I want to share with you guys is your tech stack. And your tech stack is really your force multiplier here. Please, if you haven't already, get rid of pen and paper. You really need to embrace and immerse yourself in technology. And if possible, you need to automate everything you possibly can. One of the things you have to really understand here is that to get an unbeatable efficiency, you are able to create happier teams. You remove all the grunt work that your team would have to do by being able to integrate it with code. There is no better leverage than being able to use code in a business. And in our business, in brick and mortar restaurants, being able to use code to use efficiency is just tremendous. So people are gonna ask, what do you use? For us, the biggest thing you can learn, the biggest pro tip I can give you is learn how to use Zapier. Zapier is the thing that, I'm not even sure what it is. It's like a software of a software that allows you to piece together different tools that don't go together. And I have so many Zaps I use, and that just helps me get more efficient, more efficient, more efficient, and ultimately means you just need less people on your team, which means you can pay the people that are there more and you achieve the same outcome. So it's just this really beautiful feedback you get better and better at with. All right, the next one, number 8, we'll be talking about incentives. And as people like to say, incentives make the world go round. When you can align incentives and align tips, that is far better than any micromanaging you could ever do. In the restaurant business, right, when you have orders, your ability to get orders done and get them done correctly either come from you being there and watching every single order, or you align all the incentives together where the kitchen will get a tip if they make the food correctly. Your catering manager will make a tip if everything goes smoothly. Your driver will make a tip if the order lands on time and correctly. So these type of ways allow you to set high standards and reward generously. And one of the things I found is that when you involve money, money really leads to self-motivation and peer accountability. So in a very real sense, what you're doing is you're paying for performance. So this is just to show you exactly a snapshot on how we keep our tips organized. It is incredibly important for us to get our tips and keep them organized because there's so much that goes into it, and it keeps our team happy. All right, number 9, we're gonna be talking about systems and how systems will be your scaling superpower. Every single location we have will need a catering manager. Every single catering manager's responsibility will be to hire and train drivers. And by getting more drivers will allow us more volume of orders we can do. So it really comes down into being able to systemize every single piece of your business and being able to allow yourself to get more people who can help do the orders for you. So it goes from getting catering managers to getting drivers, and this just repeats. So when you can get this done and get it done right, you have the ability to build your organization and then really being able to scale and conquer. And one of the things we always do is we have a flyer and we post it in our to-go area. So anytime we see someone who wants a job, they'll take it and they'll text one of our catering managers. So you always want to have an inflow of people who want to join your team. And while it may not be as important as an inflow of sales, an inflow of people to be able to execute those sales are almost as important, because without drivers, guys, you have no ability to execute. All right, number 10, and this is gonna be something that took me far too long to understand again, will be just start. Start with the bare minimum knowledge and take imperfect action every single day. And then you just learn and adjust relentlessly. So to get to where we are now, we just had to start. So this is a quick video showing where we are now. And to get here, guys, we just had to start. Like, you don't understand, if you keep delay, you will never get and take the leap to actually get where you need to get to. So take the plunge and just start. Your persistence and consistency and doing it again and again and again will be your secret ingredients. All right, the next thing we're gonna talk about, number 11, will be the value gap strategy. So what does this mean? For us, this means we upgrade every single detail. We obsess over the timeliness and we sprinkle all of our unexpected luxuries everywhere. When we've really understood the power of this, our standard service will become our competitors' VIP treatment. And we are working continually to drive down our costs so this becomes our standard. So to show you an example of what this means, here's a picture where we set up for one of our big name clients. I mean, this is a big name, guys. And just look how beautiful this is. So we are continually working to getting everything will be a premium VIP treatment. So next, we're gonna be talking about communication. And communication really will be your peak time secret weapon. And what this means is you need to figure out a way for your communication to be planned meticulously so everything goes smoothly. And when we talk about this, we talk about planning the day before and communicating clearly with your team in order to prepare to execute flawlessly. This group text that we're about to show you right here is what we send out the night before to everyone involved in the catering team, whether or not they're working or not, just in case, because we don't know who we need in the morning of. This shows everything that will be needed for the next day. So please prepare and have all your communication in a row. All right, number 13, guys, will be your catering success simplified into 3 steps. Now, these 3 steps are things that you think that you understand and know, but been doing this for so long for us, this is something tried and true, foundational we come back to. All right, your reliability is your real proposition here. It's your real value proposition. And when I say that, a lot of people aren't buying your food necessarily, they're buying peace of mind. So reliability is your real value prop. On-time arrival will be your competitive moat, and the mindset of clients purchasing food needs to go out the window. What they're doing is they're purchasing peace of mind. So the way I like to look at it is clients may purchase food, but you ultimately deliver peace of mind. So if you can really master these, you will become the go-to caterer. This is just something as simple as do the right things every single day for a very long period of time. Do the common things uncommonly well. That is basically what this comes down to. And as you can see here, here's another strong review that just shows how we do. All right, number 14 will be 10xing your catering profits through 10xing your team. This can't be understated. You need to obsess over your catering manager quality. You need to be investing in your drivers because that is one of the best ROIs you can get for your personnel. And a little secret I like to give away here is building a strong back office through global talent. If you have the ability to build a strong team, You have the ability to execute relentlessly, flawlessly, over and over and over. You get this repeat business. After 2, 3, 4, 5 months, a couple years, you build this machine where everyone wants to order from you because they have a great experience. But if you're just a sole person doing it with maybe 1 or 2 drivers, the second you get any type of volume, there's no way. You won't be able to. So please take the time and obsess over your team and build that ROI team built. Okay, so I know that's another rant, but you will be able to outperform 99% of caterers if you do this right. All right, guys, number 15 here will be mastering menu offerings. Really take the time to understand your guest counts. If you can, really truly try to cover all bases. And by all bases, I mean dietary bases. For example, if the vegans like you, you're doing something right. So make sure you can appeal to the gluten-free, the vegans of the world, vegetarians. And don't be afraid to upsell dessert and drinks, because a lot of people don't know you offer desserts or drinks. And all it takes is letting them know, and you will be able to sell them. So if you take the time to show your clients that you can cater to their whole team, they'll love you. They'll simply love you. All right. Number 16 will be maximizing efficiency. So this goes back to aligning all of your incentives. You need to maximize efficiency in the kitchen. You will pay them for perfection. Your drivers, they're paid by delivery. Your managers, they'll be paid for order volume. If you can really figure out matching incentives to achieve maximum efficiency, that is one of the keys that keeps this wheel going over and over and over again. All right, guys, number 17. This is catering's $1 million secret. This is true systemization. If you can and have the ability to, you need to leverage AI for all the repetitive work that you can. You can then use your global talent and spend less and get more out of them. So what is the difference between leveraging AI and global talent? Leveraging AI will be anything that's just repetitive work over and over and over. It does not need any human input whatsoever. Now, your global talent will be the next layer up. This will be where you have someone who's able to apply the human rationale and human mind, but you're not spending huge amounts of money to get it done. So you have the ability to be a big corporation by having people look and oversee the work, but not spending the huge amounts of money you would need to. So if you're able to leverage AI effectively, you're able to build a global talent team effectively, you will be able to get your order management to the perfect place it needs to be. So if you can master this, guys, you will be able to print money. And this picture right here just shows the epitome of having an order management in one place. All right, number 18. You need to become the Ritz-Carlton of catering. Your job is to remove client stress. Your job is to over-deliver on every aspect. But the benefit of doing this is you get to charge premium prices confidently. Now, remember, you aren't selling food, you sell peace of mind. So, pro tip, when you make them so happy, they will want to they make excited. They will want to get a photo with you guys. And this is a photo of us at one of our, this was, oh gosh, like $3,500, like $3,500 worth of catering food. And look how happy they are, guys. So come on, this is what you need to be doing. All right, number 19 will be mastering last minute chaos. And what this means is turn their stress into your ability to get things done and make them feel, okay, I can trust you. Like for us, we have the ability to take something, change it that's stressful, and give them something that makes them happy. If you can make chaos your comfort zone and communicate changes instantly, your clients are going to love you. And if you can take a step further and you can act on client changes immediately, that just takes it to the next game. And if your ability to handle those changes works well, you can set yourself apart from your competitors in every way, shape, or form. And honestly, being this flexible has earned us many, many, many last minute orders. They know that if something comes up and you can fulfill for them, they're calling you every time. All right, number 20 will be educating the clients. You need to showcase your superior service. You need to sell your worry-free experiences, not the meals. Meals they can get anywhere, but worry-free experiences, you want to become the one-stop shop for them. So if you can, you need to highlight the industry-wide reliability issues and why your team is able to be reliable and show them you can get everything handled on time so their stress levels are zero. And one of the craziest things here is we had a $2,000 order that we won from cold email. And this is because they had a caterer who was just horrific, just showed up late. It was a nightmare. And we were able to win it because of another caterer's fault of not being able to deliver. And honestly, my ability to sell her on our liability was simple because I knew we could deliver. She experienced a caterer that couldn't deliver, and then we were given the chance to cater for her prestigious workshop and just absolutely killed it, guys. So we had that for, I want to say it's at least for every summer, if not twice a year now. So if you can, just showcase reliability, that is unbelievably powerful. All right, number 21 is mastering the art of yes. So it's as simple as just saying yes and then figuring it out. So if you have the ability to turn problems into opportunities, you could become known as the caterer that can make the impossible happen. And really, once you show them that you can deliver on your promises, you've got them hooked. As you can see, another review. If you can get them hooked on your ability to do, you will never be short of clients. Now, taking gears a little bit different here, number 22, we're talking about digital accountability. So you need to evaluate presentation standards digitally. And the way we like to do this is by enforcing photo documentation on delivery. And for us, we implement a tailored order management system that ensures we don't drop the ball. And this ability to do this will turn all this metrics and mayhem into mastery. And why we do this is if we have our drivers take a photo, we can see via the timestamp that they actually got there on time. And if the timestamp reads wrong, we know that they're just BSing us. And we know we need to figure out, is this driver worth keeping around for the long term? Really take the time to get this digital accountability. All right, number 23, the Midas touch of customer service. So what this means is really and truly fully owning your mistakes, but then you over-deliver on the solution. All the while communicating with the client that you're fixing the issue. And I know this from a firsthand experience where we forgot drinks for a very important client. However, our ability to think on our feet, fully own the mistake, over delivering on the solution, turned into a 5-star review that came after. So just to simplify, we turned forgotten drinks into an unforgettable experience. That is how you take this and take it to the next level. All right, number 24 will be cutting costs, not corners. So please continue to invest in revenue generating positions, but at the same time, ruthlessly outsource non-essential tasks while doing one important thing. Don't forget, automating everything else that can be automated. If you can become a high value, low cost operation, that is where you want to sit. You want to pay top dollar for revenue generating positions, but then outsource everything that's not essential, but then at the same time, automating the rest. You will be shocked how much money you're printing. And we spoke about this before, but invest in global talent and do it far before you think you need to. All right, number 25, one playbook, multiple locations. And what does this mean? This means training your staff consistently. This means applying systems universally and ultimately developing standardized procedures. Because at the end of the day, if you can deliver consistent client experiences, no matter which location produces the order, you will become the go-to person for your catering. And this is really applicable for everyone who has multi-unit locations. For us, we have one location that handles the predominant majority of our orders, but we have a bunch of different stores where if we need to, orders can come out of them and they will come out the exact same because our teams there have been trained the exact same way. So why we do this is we're able to lay the foundation from the very beginning with our drivers and our catering manager. So we have the ability to chop and change if we need to, take an order from one store and move it to the next. All right, guys, number 26. Turn your phone trees into money trees. And this is really talking about implementing a smartphone system. If you can direct all the calls to your catering managers, that is tremendous. That will ensure your catering requests never slip through the cracks. Because honestly, how often do places pick up the phone, it's a bartender, maybe it's the host, maybe it's the server, taking a catering order, but then that order never makes it through to the manager, let alone the catering manager. So you want to ensure that they never slip through the cracks, and the surefire way of doing this is implementing a smartphone system. For us, we used YepChat, and that just absolutely changed the game. All right, guys, number 27 is cross-industry innovation. Remember, in business, nothing is ever new. All you're really doing is taking what's working in one industry and moving it to yours. So take the time, look beyond your industry for innovation, and become one of the few people who can become a master thief of great ideas. So to give you an example of what happens here, for me, I read books across all industries, and I ruthlessly stole Rory Sutherland's psychological moonshot idea. So what this is when you have someone who has the ability to do what's called a psychological moonshot, you're taking them from one stage to another, but you're doing it through psychological versus using money and building. So a prime example here is for our catering clients, one of the things they do is when they submit online orders, for them, it's going into a black hole. They don't know who got the order. They don't know anyone got the order. All they know is that they clicked submit. But for us, as soon as we get that, I like to have one of my team members send a text message so that client knows someone on the other side has received their order, and that if there's any questions, they can be the one that can be contacted. And this works so well because of one thing, and that's who else is doing it. Just think about it, guys. Every place you've placed a catering order with, who follows up on a text message saying, we've received your order? For us, it's me, right? I put my name on there, and my team says, hey, this is Nick. I'm the catering director of Mellow Mushroom, and we've received your order. It works tremendously, and all I did is look what works in another industry and moved it over. All right, guys, number 28, and this is just simply going over the simple math you need to supercharge your profits. So what you really need to do is look at 2 KPIs and just ruthlessly improve. So when I say that, I mean ruthlessly track on-time arrival percentages. And whilst doing it, you're monitoring year-over-year growth. So if you can push up those 2 KPIs every single year, every single month, every single week, you are doing extremely well. Because in business, it's really simple things that stack up over a long period of time that drive a lot of tremendous growth. So take the time, use data to guide your decisions. All right, number 29. This is turning tasting events into opportunities. Figure out how to get in the inner circle of big organizations that put up a lot of catering dollars to spend. Really leverage catering platforms to try to do this. And if possible, showcase your offerings at an invite-only tasting event. So for us, we were able to get into Emory, which is a university here in Atlanta, and we were able to get to a private tasting event that was just tremendous for us. Being able to get in front of these big spenders and showcasing our product offering gives us the ability to stand out from anyone else on that platform because they can see now what it is we offer, whilst also putting a face to the name and really realizing these people care. All right, my final piece of business advice I'm gonna give that took me too long to figure out is go slow to grow fast. You need to ensure and only expand at a sustainable pace. You need to prioritize each and every order versus doing volume. If you can prioritize every order and not worry about just pushing tremendous volume, you will start to grow and organically get faster and faster to build that flywheel. And by doing this, you can create repeat clients through just consistency. And I guess the moral of the story I'm trying to get through here, guys, is let the magic of compounding work for you. As you can see, this graph just shows tremendous growth. And it's from doing the small things over and over and over, but not overwhelming myself in the beginning and taking orders I couldn't do and then messing them up and never getting them again. All right, that's it, guys. So I know this was a lot to take in, a lot of business knowledge I learned in the past 6 years, but if you would like to learn how I would go back and start a catering business all over again with only $1,000, click here and learn how I would do it. All right, guys, I'll see you in that video.